Good morning. It is Monday, September 12th. Hi, I'm Dawn. Welcome back. I am a teen librarian at a public library in Illinois. And in my vlog, I show you what it's like to be a teen librarian. It's probably not what you think. I know you're probably like, oh, you don't read all day, because I think that's the misconception a lot of people have of librarians. They think we just read all day, which would be awesome, but that's not the case. I do listen to books. And the book I will be listening to this week is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I don't have the book. I will be listening to it on audiobook that I got from Libby. Libby is a free app that your library probably has, and that is the app you use to download free ebooks or audiobooks. When I say free, I mean check out. You need a library card. Library cards are free. It's just like Audible, except it's free. That is the book du jour. I honestly do not think I am a big, and I'm back. Somebody from the Cirque desk was coming to bring back a kit that people can check out. Tarot cards. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Tiffany D. Jackson. So the only book I have read by her is Grown. I did not like that book, and I think I don't like her writing style. But I like to give people chances, a second chance, because there have been times where I did not like a first book and the second book I loved. I do not think it's going to be the case for Tiffany because I don't think I like her writing style, but it's spooky season. She writes thrillers. I'm in a thriller mood. And so, hey, let's see if the second book I read by her will be any good. All right, this week is going to be a pretty short week for me. I am taking Thursday off because I'm going somewhere fun on Thursday. I'm going to a huge book sale. If you watched my last vlog, which you probably didn't because nobody watches them, but that's okay. I talked about how this library, Lake Forest Public Library, is like super duper fancy, like $10 million homes, and that's where like all the Chicago Bears live. It's super fancy. That library gives us the books that they don't want because we are poor. Help me, I'm poor.
Help me, I'm poor.
No. And they are having a huge sale. They have it every year. They make over $100,000 at this book sale. And I'm going on Thursday because I'm a friend of the library, which means I pay a one-time fee to be a friend, which ultimately means my money goes to support the public library, and I get to get in a day earlier than everyone else. So I took a vacation day to do that. I have tons of vacation days, so it's cool. That will be Thursday. Meanwhile, Wednesday we'll be doing a laser cutting program and a candle making program. We got all the programs this week. I have to put together some kits. I'm constantly putting together kits. Thank you, COVID. Because of COVID, we had to do all these take and makes. We had to do programming in a bag, basically, and people like it, so I continue to do it. So I have to do that. And I have a report to finish because it's the end of the month. Well, it's the beginning of a new month, but the end of the month was a couple weeks ago. And I gotta practice some shit. I don't know. I think pumpkin painting. I don't know. I gotta do some stuff. I don't know. But that is my week. So I'm gonna get started with The Weight of Blood, and I'll be checking in as my day goes. update. I'm on like chapter 5 or something, and I can tell I'm not going to love this book. I'm not gonna hate it, but I'm not gonna love it, and here's why. So Tiffany Jackson writes YA, and boy does she write YA. In YA, there are some authors who could cross over. They could legit write adult because their writing is that sophisticated, where they could easily transition to adult fiction. Tiffany D. Jackson's not one of those people. She writes YA. These books are for teens. Once again, that's not a problem. Obviously, teens need books. But like I said, sometimes there are books as an adult, I can read them and I can get something out of them. This book, it won't be happening. She writes on the nose. And by that, I mean, she doesn't leave much to the imagination by way of symbols or theme. She's basically telling you the theme of this book is discrimination. Like, there is no doubt that this book is not about discrimination. I didn't even say what this book is about. My bad. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. So this I did not know because I do not read synopses. I'm one of those people. This book is a retelling of Carrie from Stephen King. I have not read Carrie, but I have seen the movie several times. I love it. It's one of my favorite Stephen King movies, if not my favorite. Is it my favorite? I think it is. I like Stand By Me, but as far as the horror, Carrie is tops. And this book is almost beat by beat Carrie. Except the main girl, she is passing. If you do not know what that means, white people, hi white people who are watching this, passing is when a person of color, doesn't matter what race they are, is so fair-skinned that they can pass as a white person. And this main character is passing, but she's kind of being forced to by her father, and she gets found out. And they live in Atlanta. They live in the South, and she takes real live events that have real life events that have actually happened, and she plants them in her book, which is great. So like, there's a school in this book and in real life that they still have segregated proms, and people still pass. People are still passing for white even though they are a person of color. So, you know, stuff like that. But like I said, her writing is very much on the nose. It is, I don't want to use the word dumbed down, but I am kind of, for teens. It's not necessarily a bad thing because this is the type of book that a teen will really like, because it is fast-paced. It is about teenagers in school. It is about discrimination. I think a person of color would learn something about this book because she, like I said, she does put some historical elements in it, like sundown towns. And if you don't know what that is, back in the day, there were towns that were called sundown towns, and it meant that if the sun is going down, you are a black person, you need to get the hell out of that town. They're gonna lock you up. Black people will learn stuff about that. I think any race of kids who read this book is gonna learn something, which is great. And it's palatable, like it's easy for them to digest. That's great. But it doesn't translate well to an adult reading YA. So if you are an adult who reads YA, this is probably not gonna be your jam. It's gonna be too on the nose for you. But I definitely recommend it to teens. Like, I will scream about this book to the hills. And to everyone who wants to hear me, it will be on my Halloween book display. First, I gotta buy it. Our book distributor got hacked, the website, and it's been a shit show. So it is mid-September. I have not purchased any fall books. My bookshelves are bare because I can't buy any. I'm just gonna say fuck Baker and Taylor and go to Amazon because I need books on my shelf. I don't have any fall books on my shelf. Hello, I need books. was saying that this book is a retelling of Carrie. One of the good things about Carrie is Carrie's mom was like this devout Christian woman. And she did not teach Carrie about ministrating. Did I say that right? Ministrating? Sounds like minestrone. I did say that right. She doesn't teach her about, you know, breasts and hips and boys and sex and nothing. So she calls her breasts dirty pillows. Dirty pillows. Look at your dirty pillows. But her mom is just out there. But it's done really well. Like, it's quite believable that this mom was probably cheated on by her husband, which I think that's what happened. And she is just so protective of her daughter because she doesn't want her to be used and abused by men, that she shelters her, does not tell her anything about being a woman. And so then when she gets her period at gym, I was supposed to say at lunchtime, at gym, all the girls make fun of her because she doesn't know what's happening. She's like 16 and she doesn't know. But that one was done well. In this book, her father is white, and her father does not want people to know that she is mixed, that she is half black. And so instead of in the movie where the mom is trying to not tell her about being a woman, it's the dad telling her not telling her about being a person of color. And he's just like, Jesus doesn't like the Negroes. The Negroes suck. And like, but it's so extra. It's like, I am not buying this. Her dad is a cartoon. He's a cartoon. And Carrie, the mom, was great. The mom in Carrie was fantastic. If you haven't seen Carrie, you need to. It's really good. But this dad is... I'm assuming there is a reason why. Apparently the mom is dead. We all call them bullshit on that. Nobody, no daddy. That's the motto I read by. Nobody, no daddy. So, and of course, the dad probably lied to her. I'm assuming that the mom is not dead. The mom is black. And I don't know if she hurt him somehow. If he was in love with her and found out that she was a witch, because the girl in this book has telekinesis. Carrie has telekinesis. It's not a spoiler. If you haven't seen Carrie by now or read the book, that's on you. It's a classic. Come on, people. So I just wanted to get on here and say that the dad is a cartoon. Okay, bye. Okay, so one thing that I do like what Tiffany is doing, I was afraid that she was going to not do this because I felt like she did not do this in Grown, is that she has the character, she has this black character, he's a black guy, and all of his friends are white. And he does not correct them when they say something racially insensitive. And this happens for real. I have done that. I have done that. I had a friend who, she was white, and she would tell a story, and she thought because the person in her story used the N-word, that she could use the N-word because she's just telling a story. And I did not correct her because she was kind of a baby and I didn't want to fucking hear it. And so I just ghosted her instead of saying, hey dude, that's not okay. So I know what that's like to not correct people. I was a lot younger then. Now, hell no, I'm gonna let you know if I don't like it. But he doesn't. His friends say some really insensitive stuff and he just doesn't say anything. And I thought that Jackson wasn't going to like approach that topic, but she does. He has an inner monologue of, they're just playing, they're my real friends. And then of course things happen. I'm on page like, I don't know pages, I'm listening to it. So I'm like 30% in. And, you know, they have found out that, oh, homegirl is a Negro, and it is just like talk of the town. Have you heard she's a Negro? And he's like, why are y'all making a big deal out of it? And of course, here they go with all their shit, and he's just like standing there and he feels bad about it. So at least we are hearing the perspective of a Black person who has all white friends who's saying sensitive stuff, and he does not correct them. Then of course he has a sister who is part of the Black student union, and she is just like, and he has a white girlfriend, I didn't say that, and his white girlfriend, her friends are the leaders of the bullying of this girl, of the Black girl. And although she doesn't bully, she laughs and she doesn't say anything. And she is basically complicit. Just because you don't do it too doesn't absolve you of it. If you don't say anything, if you don't correct it, or you laugh, even though you're not doing anything, you're still guilty. So we're getting that perspective too of the white girlfriend, Wendy. And I like her perspective as well. I like Kenny's perspective. I like the dad's perspective. Kenny's dad has a totally different perspective. His sister, like, we're getting different perspectives. How many times am I gonna say perspective? How many times am I gonna say perspective? I can't even say it. No, I can't say it. We're getting different perspectives of people, and I think Tiffany is doing a good job of that. Okay, bye. All right, so this book is giving Sadie, and it's giving Good Girl's Guide, because those types of storytelling is popular. It's giving Sadie because there are chapters where it is an NPR broadcast of someone telling the story that happened. He's telling the story, it's like 6 years later, he's telling the story. So that's kind of Sadie. So maybe not Good Girl's Guide, maybe more Sadie than Good Girl's Guide. So we are at the climax at prom. If you haven't seen Carrie, once again, why not? So I'm not gonna say what's happening at prom, but things are happening. You know what else this is reminding me of? Ace of Spades. Because Ace of Spades is having the same ending. However, Carrie was the original ending, so it's not like she copied Ace of Spades or anything like that. It's a teen book. That's all I can say. It is very teen. And I'm probably gonna give it like a 3.5. All right. I don't even know why I did an update. I didn't need to. All right, I'm gonna see if I can finish this book. Got 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I have a couple of things I want to talk about that I think is really funny. Okay, so at the beginning of the book, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, I don't think so, But our main character, like I said, she's passing. And one thing that's going to give her away is her hair. When her hair gets wet, it kinks, which is what curly hair, any curly hair does. As soon as it gets wet, it kinks. But hers is like, gets really kinky, not just curly. It gets probably really coily. And so this is the thing that is going to out her. Now, if there is something that I am super duper paranoid about, I do not want anybody to know, I'm going to take hella precautions to make sure. All she does is check the weather. No. I am going to make sure that I have a hoodie or like a rain cap and be like, oh y'all, I can't get my hair wet. It's gonna rain. Let me put my ugly ass grandma rain cap on. Who cares? But people are talking about me. Who cares? Because my hair's not gonna get wet. Also, in the weight room, in the locker room, I'm gonna have a flat iron at the ready. I'm gonna have a flat iron. And you can't tell me that she doesn't know what a flat iron is, because I'm pretty sure girls in the locker room use flat irons on their hair after they get out of the shower, after they go swimming, whatever. They're using a flat iron. She knows what the fuck a flat iron is. Don't give me that bullshit. When I was in middle school, in the 90s, the white girls in my class had what this thing was called a quicker clicker. And it was a curling iron that was, I want to say it was wireless, and all they did was click and it would heat up and they would twist their hair to, you know, make curls. Because back in the day, curls were all the rage. It wasn't straight hair in the early 90s, 80s. Yes, I'm that old. So, so it is possible that she would bring a heat device to school, just in case her hair coils up. So I'm calling bullshit on that. Another thing that I found very interesting, and this is just an observation that I had, is that his name isn't Henry, what is it, Kendrick? Kenny is the school's quarterback, and he is black. So FYI, if you didn't know this, but very rarely do black players become the quarterback. Black players are usually the defense player, or they are the cornerback. The cornerback is the person who runs long. Editing Dawn here, I meant running back. I know a cornerback is a defensive player. Sorry. And catches the ball in the end zone because they're fast runners. That's where all the black guys go. A quarterback is usually reserved for a white man because a quarterback is a thinking position. And the thinking position goes to white people and not black people. So I thought it was really funny that the star athlete, the only black person on their team, is the quarterback. Considering this is a very racist town, that they would give a thinking position to a black person. Just saying. Just go through football rosters, and I bet you can count on one hand how many black quarterbacks there are right now in the NFL. There's probably 2. I think there's one guy, I can't remember his name, but I think Kaepernick was a quarterback, but no, black men don't get the quarterback position. Okay, those are just some fun observations that she put. It doesn't mean anything, I just thought it was kind of interesting. Okay, bye. This guy is still writing in this world. Let's move on, man. Let's move on.